Okay, so for my project, I picked to do the social media for my sorority Alpha Z Delta because I am the vice president of communications already. So I was like, I feel like this should be a really easy way to be able to do this project. And my main goal in this project was to increase brand awareness, as I feel like my sorority's house is one of the more the less known ones on campus and on a national level. So by increasing this brand awareness, more people will know who we are, what we value, how we fit into Greek life on campus, how we fit into Greek life on a national scale. And besides increasing our brand awareness, a main goal was to produce high quality, engageable content that would make girls in our chapter proud to be in our chapter. Overall, I wanted to help increase our reach on campus in a positive light, which I think I was able to accomplish in this project. So, my strategy for, my social media marketing strategy was to post as much as possible during the weekdays, but it had to have been like the quality was more important than posting a lot. So, it was very high quality posts, but also doing it a lot. That way, we could get our name out there in a positive light. I made sure to plan what was going to happen during the week with a member on my communications team in order to get all of these posts out. And I implemented this by creating the content in a timely fashion, and we were able to get a lot of traction from this. So I applied what I read about each platform into my project by adjusting the content that I posted according to which platform I posted on. So, for example, whenever I would post on LinkedIn, I would focus more on posts that were more professional, whereas on Instagram, I did more carousel posts with more information. And then on TikTok, obviously, I did more videos. And on Pinterest, I just did like regular pictures. So, kind of taking like what works on those platforms and implementing it into what I was posting and changing up the content a little bit so it would fit onto which platform we decided to put it on. So the main goals of our post, were just to create a consistent brand image across all the platforms, have captivating, engaging posts, and overall just increase our brand awareness while also kind of just show people who we are, but in a positive light. So did we achieve these goals? Yes, I think we did achieve most of these goals, especially with the boosting engagement for brand awareness, because in the last 60 days, we have reached plus 159.6% accounts, which is a lot. We had over almost 1 million profile views in the last 60 days. We had 983,906. And then we had a plus 298.8% increase, like profile views, in comparison to the previous 60 days before the 60 days. So like the last 2 months compared to the 2 months before that, we had pretty much 300% increase of people clicking on a profile. So when you look at like the more measurable evidence, it does show that we've had a lot more engagement, which goes hand in hand in brand awareness. And then the tone of most of our posts were just uplifting, enthusiastic, positivity. I wanted people to see our sorority for who it is, and most of the girls in our chapter are uplifting and positive and genuine. So that's kind of what I wanted to showcase. So I'll show you here like 3 screenshots of posts that have this tone. And then kind of where we got our ideas from, like where we decided like what we wanted to post from, was like other sororities from different colleges. 2 that I really utilized a lot were the Alpha Z Delta OSU and then FSU. So one's in Florida, one's in Ohio. And 2 of the posts that did really well were Texts That Say It All. And that's kind of like where we just put like text messages on a picture and from like people in our chapter, and then Get to Know Alpha Z. So we did like hometowns, like favorite places to eat, favorite things to do. And I think that was one of the most influential things that we were able to do, was just taking ideas from other colleges and implementing it onto our like pages. So here I'll show 3 screenshots of our highest profile views, which 2 of them actually were, or no, one of them was Get to Know Alpha Z Delta. So I would say that the best social media channels for me were Instagram and LinkedIn, because Instagram obviously is the main social media that we use nowadays as like the people my age. And then LinkedIn surprisingly did really well, but I think that's because LinkedIn is growing as a social media site, and the older we get, the more active we are on social media. And then I would say the worst ones are probably Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, because we had very little engagement on those sites because people just aren't on those sites. And then as this project went on, we were able to use analytics kind of to decide what we wanted to post and like what posted good and doing more of those. So that was really helpful. And then I kind of view like the analytics that we got more of a way of like, am I hitting my goals? What's working best as in comparison of how can I hit my goals? Because it was only 8 weeks and I'm going to stay in this position for another 8 months. So I was kind of taking the information I got and putting into like, can I hit these goals in the future? What works best for me right now, and how can I implement that in the future? Which is something that I really enjoyed from this project. And kind of opposite of that, like some challenges that I faced throughout the project, I think we're kind of coming up with ideas of what to post on LinkedIn and Twitter, because LinkedIn is more of a professional website and Twitter is, I'd never used Twitter before. So I kind of just looked at like other sororities and other groups on LinkedIn and Twitter and seeing what they posted, and I kind of mirrored that, which was able to help me overcome that issue. And I think the biggest takeaway that I learned from social media marketing is that sometimes less is more, quality over quantity, especially if you're not getting any profile views. Like, why are you even posting? And, well, I mean, but like, that's like kind of the main thing. And then I also think that in order to be good at social media marketing, you need to enjoy it. Because I think if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't have been so successful in boosting the engagement on our accounts. And then I think that the biggest thing that I personally took away from this is that I can handle managing a high profile social media and something that's very important to other people, and that I would want to do this in my future. I have been contemplating wanting to go into digital media post graduation, and this project kind of gave me like a little like preview of what that could be like, which was really nice. And I'm really excited to apply all that I've learned into the next 8 months of my position with my sorority. And I just can't wait to see all that I'm able to do. So yeah.